up in a German car, and she took me out to an Irish bar where I drank some beer in a plastic cup till I had some trouble standing up. And then she drove downtown to a strobe-lit space where all the guys wore chains and the thumping bass was so intense I could barely feel my face. Then I think I asked her back to my place, but that's all I recall. And when I woke up in the hall, I was alone and softly groaning, and I lost my keys and lost my phone, and I wondered what I did or said that I might soon regret. It was a night I can't remember with a girl I can't forget. Well, I was reeling, watching the ceiling spin the next evening when my friends walked in, and when I asked them if they knew where I'd been, they didn't speak at first, they only grinned. You see, I'm not the type to get in fights, but that might not have been the case last night, because they heard that I had a word or two with the man who asked, is she with you? And if I took it the wrong way, I guess that's not for me to say, though it seems I may have slipped up when I offered him some grooming tips, but at least that helps explain the cuts and bruises on my head from the night I can't remember with a girl I can't forget. And it's all coming back now. Don't know how to react now. Guess I'll let it go. I'm not so sure I want to know. Well, I was back at work at 9:15 when a message popped up on my screen. It said, pick me up at 8:45 and we can give it one more try. And now that I'm with her, the whole thing seems a bit absurd, though she never fails to tell the tale of the time she had to post my bail. But for giving me a second chance, I'm forever in her debt. Since the night I can't remember, she's the girl I won't ever forget.
You could do a lot worse than starting a show with some Fountains of Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not. I know it's not your thing, but I've always loved Fountains of Wayne.
No, I mean, but that is your thing, though, man. If there's ever a poppy tune, that is one right
It's
there.
poppy bubblegum.
And you like that stuff,
You know,
and I get it. No, and I don't totally hate on it, but yeah.
It does its job. It kind of woke me up. It
was a cool little story. Yeah, if you paid attention,
yes, it's a good. It's
good little story.
They actually have a song called "I Want an Alien for Christmas." That's
I
also
do
really
want an
cute.
alien for Christmas. I actually got one, man. That cat. Oh my god.
The cat.
God.
It's a bit of a catastrophe. Welcome to Inside Dr. Herman's Head. We're back. Our first show live this year.
Yeah.
Not our first show this year, but our first live show this year. So I am here with my number one research guy, Big Show Larson.
What's up?
What's going on, my man?
Nothing,
How's
man.
your new year going so far?
I can't complain. I mean, we like to be negative in here, but it's not as bad as it seems.
Well, we don't like to be negative. We just point out reality, But it's I on Tuesday morning when it was only the 3rd of the month, I did a annual wrap up on Gary's show.
Oh yeah,
I said I want to do a review of 2017. It wasn't good, believe me.
Yeah, it's over already.
It was it was I was very much ready to move on to 2018, but now I'm willing to give it a chance. I think it's going to be interesting to have the first president who goes right from his inauguration to an impeachment trial. It'll be interesting to see. We'll see. We're all in it together.
Hey, it's all going going to be about good television. Isn't that what it's all about?
You know what? Apparently, yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's
That's
been all
exactly
about
what
for a
it
year
is.
and a half, and that's what it's going to continue to
Yep.
be about. Good TV and good movies. And speaking of good movies, I know Rogue One came out a couple
Oh,
weeks
my
ago.
God.
And that is your fort. That is your, that's your...
I can't handle it, man. That movie was that good. And I mean, Empire Strikes Back will always be up there as my favorite Star Wars movie ever. But this is right there.
Really?
This is right there. And I never thought that a new one would be there.
And I still,
You know.
and I'm an admitted Star Wars idiot. I mean, I saw the first one in '77 when it first came out, and I
Yeah.
thought it was a great action movie. I didn't really have any. I mean, I saw maybe 5 minutes of Empire, maybe 5 minutes of Jedi Strikes Back. I just haven't, I actually have them. I bought the sets.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go through them, and I'm still not sure if I want to go through with episode one. Work through.
Listen, I'm doing it right
chronologically.
now. It's actually funny you brought that up because I'm doing it. Rogue One got me in the mood. So I'm doing it right now. Episode 1 all the way up.
Yeah.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3 are atrocious.
I know they're bad.
All right.
And you said they were bad when they came out.
Now, look,
and people said
episode 1, I looked at it in different eyes this time, and I was like, you know what? I had fun watching it this time because I decided not to care. I just threw all the cares out the window, had a little fun.
Well, here's a question. Were you able to watch one going into it with a blank mind as though you didn't know anything at all about the alternate universe?
The thing is, I can't do that because I know.
Because
I know
I'm going to do that.
I
I'm
know
going
the
to go.
script.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
I know that. Okay, all right. I'm going to go into it not knowing anything about it.
Okay.
Not
Now-
knowing. Now, the question is, will I be able to understand the story without the foreknowledge of what's supposed to come in the future? Because this is my question, and it always has been about this show.
Yeah.
Was that written for people who knew what the future held? Can people begin watching episode 1 of Star Wars, which was what, A New Hope? Is that what it's called? Oh, no, that's 4. One was
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. If you watch that as the first exposure to the Star Wars universe, will you be
I don't think that does a damn
sucked
thing
in
for you. I don't think that does anything for you.
at the end of that movie? Will you be
No.
happy
I
that
mean,
you saw a good movie?
But see, I can't say that being a guy that grew up with the others. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be the guinea pig. You're going to have to be the one coming in fresh. But see, now this.
But I'm really bad with that because
and-
I'm a person who, if I don't get sucked in the first 10, 15 minutes, I'm done.
All right, I almost want to tell you this. I almost want to tell you watch the original trilogy,
Yeah. Well,
and then if you care.
But that's what everybody did.
I know that's
what everybody did.
and I almost feel like that's how it should be. Then I don't know.
Okay.
Because,
Now here's another question for you. If I watched 1, 2, and 3, if I decided to watch 1 through 7 and then 8 when it comes out, 9 when it comes out, in that order, should I watch Rogue One after number 3 or
yeah.
not? So that's actually, so it's not a 9-part series. It's a more than 9-part series.
Rogue One isn't an episode movie. It has nothing to do with the episodes. But you know how, now you do know this about the Star Wars movies. When they first started, it says Star Wars on the screen.
Yes.
And then it fades, and then you have this
The
scroll.
Yes.
Rogue One is the scroll in New Hope.
Okay.
So it's perfect.
And I
Like,
remember
it's-
that. So Rogue One is the story
it's
of what's
perfect.
happening.
Like the way it leads up into New Hope is incredible. So yes, if you watched 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah.
I would suggest Rogue One before New Hope. It's perfect. It fits right in. But
You almost make it sound like 1, 2, or 3 is such garbage that they're not even part of this.
I mean-
Leave them out. Don't even watch them.
I can watch 1. 2 is it took me 3 days to watch 2 just
Really?
this past week because I just couldn't do it in one sitting. It's bad. Like it's basically if Titanic was a Star Wars movie.
Really?
And not that Titanic's a bad movie because it's not. I don't hate that movie.
Yeah.
But it's a lovey-dovey love story with a little bit of politics in the background,
Okay.
and it didn't fit for me. And plus, the acting is horrible. We were talking about that earlier. It's some of the most terrible acting I've ever seen.
That's true.
And then the only reason why number 3 is good is because he turns into Darth Vader in this one. We get it. Mm-hmm. I like to watch the downfall, and he turns into Vader.
Well,
But-
you know what? I think in any big blockbuster movie, in any movie that people really pay attention to, I think there's always a good percentage of people who have seen the movie that would be interested to know the background story of some of the characters.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you
Not the least of which is Darth Vader.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's what we're going to start to get. Disney's going to start putting out background movies. Like, we're going to get a Han Solo movie. We're going to get a Yoda movie. Things like that. To fill us in on the characters and stuff. But that's basically what... It's almost like... To me, the episodes 1, 2, and 3 that were the prequels that they made,
right?
It was just to give you a Darth Vader background for 3 movies.
So here's a question: do you think it could have been done in one movie?
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying it was just too stretched out.
Yeah, they added in. It was really political. The Republic and the Senate and all this crap. That stuff, it was awful. I don't know. I can't.
Do you think that most people share that view?
There's people that'll fight me on it. But then there's people that totally agree that it's unwatchable stuff and they still want their money back from George Lucas.
But there are some people who think 1, 2, and 3 are great movies.
There's some people that... I've never heard anybody say it was great. But I've heard people say they have their place.
Okay.
And that, yes, they're watchable when...
Well, I am going to get to them.
Yeah.
And if I can't stand watching 1, 2, and or 3, I'm not going to not watch...
Yeah,
I guess Rogue One, and then 4. But
Rogue One is just... I got to go again. It's
it really, you know what it shows? It shows that Disney knows what they're doing. It really does.
Disney doesn't mess up, man.
They don't make mistakes. And well, you know something? Just as a quick aside, I watched something that I really had no intention of seeing. I kind of wandered upon it. The live action Jungle Book movie.
It's on Netflix. I want to check that out.
Yeah, I caught it on Netflix, and it really wasn't bad.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
It really wasn't bad. You know, that's like the second movie I ever saw in my life when I was a little tiny kid, and I really kind of missed the music because I liked the music from that. But it was a cool movie. It was interestingly done, and the CGI was pretty good.
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah. That's why I want to check that out.
The Beauty and the Beast movie coming out this year looks pretty good. You know,
that's true.
Their idea to make live action movies out of all the, all the animated ones is an interesting idea.
Speaking of Star Wars, though, I gotta just give my respect to my princess that passed away.
The princess.
Yes.
Did you see the thing that they said about her funeral yesterday?
No, what?
Not yesterday, 2 days ago, Friday. Her ashes were partially buried with Debbie Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
And her ashes were in an urn that looked like a Prozac pill.
Are you serious?
It was actually shaped like a big Prozac pill. So they said she got the last laugh, and I said, well, yeah. But I was never that big of a Carrie Fisher fan. I thought she was an okay actress.
But she means a lot to the Star Wars
I understand
world,
that. I understand that. But there's no doubt that there weren't half a dozen other actresses that could have done at least a good job.
No, yeah, of course.
You know, but Natalie Portman was in the movies also, wasn't she?
She's in the prequels, which is a shame because I like her a lot, and because those movies are so horribly acted, I almost feel like she had to like dumb herself down.
Yeah, well,
you know, to fit. Because I like her a lot in anything she does, except for those. Really, like you'll see.
I have always liked Debbie Reynolds, and I felt really bad about that. But you know, people die, and we move on.
Yeah, we move on.
You know, and again, I have so much I want to talk about. I'm not going to get to half of it, but since I did have movies on my list. Because there are a couple of things you said you wanted to talk about. And since we're talking about that, I want to talk, every once in a while I come up with inventions that I think that should be.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we have this? I have, basically my discussion is about movie foods. Okay? Movie snacks.
Like stuff to buy at the theater?
Yes.
Okay.
The quintessential movie snack is?
Popcorn.
And I really don't like popcorn. I'll suffer through it if I have to. I don't like popcorn. If you cover it with a bunch of caramel and chocolate and stuff, I'll eat it.
Buddha.
Yeah, exactly. But if you take the popcorn out, I'll be that much happier. Because I don't like the shells and the hulls. They stick to my teeth. I don't like. You know what? And I know I'm a ridiculous wreck. I'm George Costanza come to life. But when I eat popcorn, I invariably get one half of the hull, the thin little hull, stuck not to my tooth, to my epiglottis, halfway down my throat, and I start coughing up like a dog that's choking on something. I really don't suffer with popcorn well. My go-to, the beginning of my life, the first 20, 30 years of my life, my go-to movie food was always Raisinets.
Okay.
Fruit and chocolate.
Fruit and chocolate.
You can't go wrong. And there's a whole bunch of them in the box.
Yeah.
I liked something that you could pick one at a time. You know what I mean? And then I graduated to Twizzlers.
See, Twizzlers are good. That's a good movie snack.
Love Twizzlers. Yeah. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching this movie the other day with my ever-loving Terry, and she she gets up to get something, and I said, could you do me a favor to get me some Twizzlers out of the cabinet, because I'm really in the mood for watching a movie. I'm in the mood for Twizzlers. And she brought them, and as I'm eating them, I was thinking about Raisinets. I was like, I wish I had some Raisinets too. And then it came across my mind, how is it that Raisinets have been around for 1 million years? Twizzlers, 500,000 years. How is it that they never came out with chocolate-covered Twizzlers?
They have chocolate Twizzlers, but not chocolate-covered Twizzlers. Like
I'm not talking about chocolate
licorice.
flavor. No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Twizzler coated in chocolate.
You know what? Like a strawberry Twizzler coated in chocolate?
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Dude, that would be incredible.
That would be amazing.
That would be a number one movie food. Right out there would be like
I'd buy them.
It would be the Rogue One of movie food. We have a caller on the headline hotline. Okay, who's calling on the headline hotline? Somebody
Dr.
who's got
Herman.
Hello.
Jeff, do you have something stuck in your throat? Is it a Twizzler?
JFB.
What's up?
JFB, what's happening? You eating popcorn?
Hey, how are you?
All right.
Unhearable, obviously. What's up? You called with nothing. How's your New
We
Year
were
going?
talking about the popcorn.
Yes.
And my buddy, he's choking on some.
It sounded like you were when you first called me just now.
Nah.
He's choking on popcorn, so give him the Heimlich maneuver. Dr. Heimlich died.
Caramel.
Right?
The caramel the caramel popcorn.
What, like Cracker Jack?
Yeah.
Wait, Jeff?
Yeah,
Jeff,
he's
Jeff.
choking on it.
Jeff, I got a question for you. I hate to be a stickler, and you're going to hate me for this, but when you say Carmel, do you mean caramel?
That's what I mean.
Caramel, yeah.
Oh, okay. I just want to double check. Jeff, it's a big peeve of mine, and I'm sorry you fell into the trap. But there's an A in the middle of that word, and if you ignore it, you're going to get called out by me and Big Show.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm not part of the Carmel crew.
Well, you know what?
Happy New Year, guys.
Same
Happy
to
New
you,
Year,
Jeff. Thanks so much for calling in, man. I hope you have a great New Year. Just hope it's better than last year for you.
Yes.
You had a crappy last year, I know that. And you know what?
Yeah.
A better year for you was on the top of my Christmas wish list.
Is that right?
Yes,
That's
it was.
Right.
It was number
that's
6.
That's a great thing to hear.
Number 6 on my list was a better year for you and your wife.
That's a great thing to hear.
Well, it's my pleasure, Jeff. We love you, man. We're so glad you called.
I really do appreciate that.
We love you here on the show. Well, listen, have a great weekend, and we'll catch up next week, all right?
Okay.
All right, Jeff. Have a good night.
Right.
Yeah, that caramel thing drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's caramel.
It's caramel. It's not. It's Carmel. Carmel. It's the name of a town in California.
Well, we can go on about mispronunciations all.
But you know what?
Forever.
Now, wasn't Cracker Jack caramel coated popcorn
and peanuts,
or was it toffee coated?
No. That's Crunch and Munch, which is the
Bangin'.
bomb. I love it. Which if you go to the dollar store, it's fiddle faddle.
That's right. But it can't top Poppycock.
Yeah,
because Poppycock has a version that has, instead of peanuts, which I can't stand, cashews.
Are you serious?
Yes, Poppycock and the green label has cashews.
I need that one because cashews are the bad. The cashews are the king.
So good.
Wow.
So good. But I think that what was your go-to growing up? Your go-to movie snack?
My go-to movie snack, the bag of Reese's Pieces.
A lot of pieces, right?
Yep,
so exactly the same thing. So I can draw it out.
Or Junior Mints.
Junior Mints were good too. Yep. Anything that had a lot in the box. When I was a kid, Milk Duds were really good too.
Yeah, my dad's a goober man.
Goobers? Yeah, but I can't suffer the peanuts.
The peanuts,
And every once in a while, somebody would hand me a box of Snow Caps. Please. Oh, yeah. How dare you? How dare you? Fire on you and your Snow Caps.
Those little white specks or whatever that's on there.
It doesn't even have a name you can pronounce. They're called nonpareils.
Yeah, I don't get it.
What is that?
I don't know.
So they're not pareils? What's a pareel?
They're like rock hard. Like gets stuck in there. I don't know.
Disgusting. And shame on anybody that would buy them. Shame on the company that makes them.
Yeah, seriously. You took like half a Hershey's Kiss and threw this white thing on it, and then, I don't know.
Disgusting.
You guys are out of your minds.
They don't even belong next to the Raisinets in the case. I see them next to, I say, could you please do me a favor and move that to the other side? It's like putting the head cheese next to the roast beef. That's terrible. Don't do that, Snow Caps.
Oh, my God.
But you know what? Milk Duds cost me at least 5 teeth. So
yeah, the dogs
I had to get away from
get
that.
sticky, man.
Really bad. Yeah, the Twizzlers and the chocolate.
Whoppers. I like them too.
Whoppers.
The malted.
Yeah, but they were never enough for
them.
them. But you had to go and get the milk carton.
You had to get the carton.
It's the only candy ever sold in a milk carton.
I know.
What is that?
I don't know.
And they made way too much noise shaking them out, so you really couldn't take them to the movies. But hey, you know what? I woke up this morning. You know what my first thought was?
What's that?
It's almost summer.
Get out,
dude. We're only 6 months away.
Yeah, I don't care, man.
5 months away.
I can't. All right, look. I'm fat. I don't like the summer.
But you know what? I'm already sick and tired of the cold.
See, I'm not. I don't like the cold, especially tonight. I mean, it's
cold.
It's ignorant out there, but.
And they're talking about, I don't know if you looked at it, starting Tuesday, in 2 days from now, we're supposed to get at least 12 to 14 days of precipitation.
That's great.
Mostly nonstop.
But, I mean, see, all right, that's the stuff I don't like about winter, but I can just feel more comfortable than, 90 to 100 degree days in the summer with the humidity and all that. I can't do it.
You know what? I like at least not having to wear the layers on the layers. I like to go out in my backyard naked and just do my thing.
Hey, man, listen, whoa.
My neighbors are so upset.
That's a little much.
When the summertime comes.
Yeah. I'm upset you told me. Now I got the mental picture.
My back door opens up and they all run. What's it doing now?
Come on.
But actually, my favorite.
We just lost listeners.
You know what? It's their fault for having such a vivid imagination. But my favorite quote-unquote holiday. Because, we have holidays that are holidays, and then we have holidays that are not holidays.
Yeah, we have.
They're all just BS.
Made up.
They're ridiculous. And one of my favorite holidays is not a holiday.
All right.
First day of daylight savings time.
Okay.
I'm so big on
that. That's a good day.
The longer day. And you know what the funny thing is?
I do like that feeling when it's like 8:30 out and it's still sun and,
Well, you're talking about June and July. That's months after we switched the clock. What people don't realize, and me at first, when I first was talking about how much I love this holiday, is that the day is only the length of the day after we turn the clocks ahead, and the length of the day before that. You know what the difference is in the length of the days?
Nothing.
About a minute and a half.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's nothing.
All right,
it's a very subtle change, but just knowing we did it makes that much of a difference to me. And you know what? Speaking about, and this is a peeve. This is a peeve that's going to turn into a story.
Okay.
And I'm speaking to one of my listeners, new listener, as a matter of fact, in particular. Okay, this is my friend Jackie at the bank. Okay. Okay. This is my discussion about non-holidays and people that don't work on them.
Right.
Okay? The first of the year, which is a holiday.
Yeah, New Year's Day.
Fell on Sunday.
Right.
The day when most people have off.
Right.
And those most people didn't work.
Right. But it was observed on Monday, though.
The hair on the back of my neck rises just when you say it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had to go through it, too.
What is that about?
Well, I guess I don't
know exactly. If this is the real, so you can't find
I don't know if
words.
this is the real answer, but it's like, okay, you would have been off Sunday anyway, so this is our way of giving you a holiday by now you have Monday off.
Oh, so to that I say this.
So.
Now I walked in.
So you're like, sorry, your holiday fell on an unusual day you have off. There you go. Too bad. And,
now I walked into the bank and I said not to Jackie, she's the assistant goddess over there, but I walked into the bank and I said to one of the tellers, it was a Saturday morning, it was the day before, December 31st. Mm-hmm. I walked in and I said, gee, this one of the other ladies, and I love them all at the bank. They're all sweethearts. They're all great people. And I said to her, gee, I'm surprised you're open this morning. And she said, why? We're open Saturdays. I said, well, because tomorrow's a holiday. And she said, so why would we be closed today? I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. That would be silly, wouldn't it?
Right.
All right, so I did my transaction, and I said to her, okay, I'll see you on Monday. And she said, oh, no, we're closed on Monday. And I said, what? What? She says, oh, because of the holiday. I said, what holiday is Monday? She says, well, no, tomorrow's a holiday. I said, so you said why would we be closed today? Because it's not a holiday, but you're closed Monday, it's not a holiday. She says, actually, you ready for this? She said, that's true. I guess in retrospect, we should have been closed today. They don't give us anything extra. I said, you just said you're off on Monday. So I walked over to the assistant kahuna over there.
You had to bring this to a higher tier.
My friend, but you know what? Jackie is such a sweetheart. She's a co-Brooklynite.
All right, nice.
And she and I bounce all kinds of stuff against each other all the time. I mean, verbally. We're not bouncing anything physically off each other. But verbally, we bounce stuff back and forth. And I went over and I sat down in front of my desk, and she had heard, I guess, the conversation that I was having at the counter. And I said, I'd like to lodge a complaint. As a long time, as a matter of fact, I was, what do you call it when they open a new bank and you're a member from the beginning? You're a founding member? Is
that it? I had no idea.
I don't know what they call it. An original depositor or something. That sounds good. So I said, I'd like to lodge a complaint. She says, I heard. I said, oh, you heard? She says, yes, you want to complain that we're closed on Monday. I said, no, I'm past that. I want to complain that you're not closed today. She said, could you leave me alone? I'm busy. I said, it's Saturday morning. You're never busy. So we went back and forth about this, and I tried, goodness knows I tried to get her on the show tonight as a guest. She would be, and I'm appealing to her now to come onto the show at one point.
She could have been calling. We missed one.
She could call. You know what? We never even gave the phone number. Jackie, if you're listening tonight, I want you to call the headline hotline right now at 570-420-9670. And I guess you can recount your end of this conversation. Maybe better than I can. I don't know. But she said that, she agreed that it was ridiculous, but but she said don't talk about it too loud because you'll lose my day off from me.
Yeah.
Which I understand. And you know what? But then I said to her, if New Year's Day falls on Wednesday, what days do you get off? And they just get off Wednesday.
Get off Wednesday.
So it fell on a Sunday. You're already off. You're off. So I had a meeting down in my office with the whole staff.
I guess you're owed a business day off or something like that. You know what I mean?
Really?
8 hours.
Really?
Yeah. Because the way it worked with my job was because it landed on Sunday, it was observed on Monday.
Right.
So because my department had to work on Monday, the rest of the office, like the girls that work in the office and everything like that, they all had off. So since we had to come in, I got holiday pay plus my pay for coming in.
You know what? So, that's great, and I'm glad. And I'm not against anybody getting time off. They can observe the
holiday whatever day they want, as long as that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I don't begrudge anybody an extra day off for 2 or 3. I don't think the workers in America get enough days off as it is. I just think that to just assume that you're going to have a day off after, it's always after too. Wasn't ever before.
Yeah, it's always after.
If New Year's Day falls on a Saturday.
Because, I don't know, maybe they hope the end of the world's going to happen and then nobody will have it. I don't know.
If New Year's Day falls on a Saturday, would they be closed Friday? Because they got Saturday and Sunday off. Or would they take Monday off too?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
Who knows?
So
Yeah.
If it was Saturday, would they take Monday off? Oh, that's 2 days away from the holiday.
It's true.
You know what? This week, I'm taking Tuesday off for New Year's.
This week?
A week and a half left.
You're taking Tuesday?
A week and a half
but you always
after.
have Tuesdays off, man.
Shh, don't tell anybody that.
Oh, everybody knows your schedule. Come on now.
Except the people who show up on Tuesday and yell at me Wednesday that wasn't there. Go through that all the time. All right. Well, I guess Jackie's not calling in, so I win that conversation.
All right.
1 for me and 0 for Jackie. Okay. You know what? You had something you were talking about before the show. You said you have a word of the day.
Well, it was just,
Big Show's word of the day. It's our news segment. Big Show's word of the day.
My word of the day.
Or your word of the week, since we're on weekly.
Yeah. It was at work today, and it's a Sunday, and it gets kind of slow, so we're flapping.
Okay.
And I mentioned how we were talking about libraries last week on the show, and stuff about libraries came up, and then it just, I don't know where this came from, but it just popped in my head, and I was like, hey, what about Microfiche?
Oh, Microfiche.
And some people were like, what? And a couple people were like, oh, yeah, oh, my God.
Microfiche, was that before or after Microfilm?
Well, that's the thing. There was Microfilm. There was...
I think Fiche came after
There's
film.
Microfilm, and there's one more. There's 3 of them. I'm pretty sure.
I remember Film and Fiche.
Film and Fiche, and then there's another one. But our thoughts... but either way, Come on, man. Is that stuff still available, or is
it
that,
is.
Or is that like in like computer archives now? Like
magazines. There are still services that actually put all magazines and newspapers on microfilm. And libraries that catalog it. Library of Congress does it.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember like my library in my school. You know, like having that, and you had to throw it in that big machine with the dials.
Yeah,
and
I remember taking the
zoom
reel.
It in, and you
had to find the box with the reel in it, and you had the little tiny reel, a movie reel, and you put it in.
Yep.
Is that good?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
And it went on for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Until you want to find that one
you
page.
Should take over for that dude. Who was that guy? Michael Winslow in Police Academy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Police Academy 8 coming your way, starring Dr. Herman.
Inside Dr. Herman's mouth. Out of Dr. Herman's mouth.
No, I don't know, man. Microfiche. I was like, oh my God, it just blew my mind to even think about it.
My dad had a hardware store, which a lot of people know, in Brooklyn when I was growing up, and I remember that his biggest distributor that he bought from, his wholesaler, actually they had like a 1,500 page catalog, and it changed every month. They actually changed a lot of their prices every month as things changed.
Yeah.
And they stopped. I remember when they stopped putting the catalog out on paper because it was so expensive and weighed so much, and shipping it out and everything. And then they went to microfilm. Or microfiche. It was a fiche.
Really?
So my dad actually had to get this microfiche machine, which you put behind the counter, and every time he had to look up the wholesale price of something, had to look it up in his book, little booklet, and then transfer it to this one, and then it converted it to this.
I think I even remember seeing that in stores before.
Yeah. And you had to go to the red section or the purple section, and then it was the third envelope, and it was the 15th microfiche.
I used to work in a Napa Auto Parts.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and I think they had that behind the counter. That's crazy. Blowing my mind all day today.
Well, I remember when my dad said, could you believe, and he held up one microfiche sheet, and he says, there's 400 pages on this sheet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now I'm walking around with an SD card on my phone that weighs less than a grain of rice, and has 49,000 songs and 1,000 movies on it. And the funny thing is, the more we talk about this, the older we date ourselves and make ourselves seem. But I think that is a thing. Being amazed by that is a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that if kids are so jaded that they don't realize the wonder of that.
I'm amazed by
something's lost.
I'm amazed by all this stuff nowadays, and I think that's why I'm so stuck on retro technology. Because I love, like I told you, I collect laser discs. Why am I watching laser discs when we have Blu-rays or I could just stream?
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
You're right. But the thing is, when you go back to avail yourself of that retro technology, it left the wonderment of it and the novelty of it wears off after about 4 minutes.
No, man, I still love it.
You sit down to playing television, and I was like, you know what? After 5 minutes, I remember this.
That's you though. See, I'll sit down and I'll play Tron's Deadly Discs for an hour. I'll get that high score, man.
You know what? If you sat down with an Encyclopedia Britannica trying to find something, after about 30 seconds, you're like, give me the internet.
Well, that's a different story because that's school related. Encyclopedias.
It's like school related?
Yeah, it's not Google.
Well, you know what? Well, for people like me that still need information constantly, I'm constantly in search of information.
The thing that's funny too is doing research with because we had an encyclopedia set in the house growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of book reports out of
5.
it. Yeah, I did a lot of book reports out of it. But nowadays, you question everything. You know what I mean? Like, that was one source we had.
Mm-hmm.
Who says?
But isn't it funny how we accepted that as the gospel truth?
We accepted it. That's what I'm saying. We accepted it. Nowadays,
if Funk and Wagnalls said it, then and that's Funk and Wagnalls, not.
Yeah. Nowadays, you can read something from a news feed on your phone and be like, "Nah, I got to check 5 other news feeds. I don't believe it." You know?
I'm not really like that so much. I accept that. I take everything with a tongue, with a grain of salt that I hear from the media. But when I look on Wikipedia, even though anybody can put anything on there, 99.9% of it is accurate.
Yeah, well,
so I'm like, that's cool, whatever. Okay, I don't need to know, if Rod Stewart was born in Lincolnshire instead of Hampshire. I don't
think anybody really cares about.
But whatever. I don't even know how that came to my mind. But I there were no less than 3 or 4 instances in this past week where I was just taken aback by how easy it was and how quickly you could find anything, no matter how trivial, on the internet.
Nah, it's amazing.
It's there. It's there. I actually was amazed today, this afternoon, doing some research for the show, that I couldn't find something on the internet. I actually couldn't find something.
That's actually happened to me before, too.
I got as frustrated with that as when I called somebody the other day and actually heard a busy signal for the first time in 10 years. Busy signal? What's going on? And you know what? There is a reason to hear busy signal. When they're calling you at the same time.
They're calling you at the same time. Yep.
Yeah, otherwise. Do you have a caller?
Yeah, you want to say this?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for calling inside Dr. Herman's head. Who's with us tonight?
Hey, Jeff V's calling.
Jeff.
Sup?
Are you taking advantage of the fact that I said I loved you to break our one caller per show rule?
Oh, that was months ago. Listen, I'm talking about the Britannica encyclopedias that we had when we were kids. That's old school. That's the way our kids should be taught.
You think they should have to go to a World Book Encyclopedia instead of using the internet?
My daughters were.
Would you would really saddle kids today with that?
22 and 23. I gave them a test where they had to
what, you gave them a test? They researched stuff in the encyclopedia and you tested them?
Yeah, to do the research. Thanks, Craig. Thanks for helping me out.
I got your back, Jeff.
All right, but
I got your front. I'm here in the front. Okay.
Where I gave him a challenge of looking up, in an encyclopedia, or looking on their computer,
right,
or doing without the computer,
Mm-hmm.
And all three of them said no.
That they wouldn't. They wanted to use the computer instead.
Yep.
I can't blame them. You have smart kids.
I can't blame them either, Jeff. I mean, it's so much faster these days.
I'll tell you one of the best things that we have nowadays that nobody would give up. I wish we had it here. Caller ID.
This is true.
Caller ID is something that once you have it. And on that note, Jeff, have a wonderful week. You have it, but I'm going to see what I can do to get it over here. Jeff, have a great week, man. I gotta go. It's caller ID. Once you have it, you can't go back.
And caller ID is old school too. You want to talk about old school?
I know, right?
But no, here we are though. I mean, it still amazes us every day. The internet. And the internet's over 25 years old now,
right?
And it's amazing us every day. Technology.
My kids don't know a time when there wasn't the internet.
Yeah, see, that blows my mind.
Oh, cell phones.
It came out the year I graduated high school, so
crazy. But I just thought of another. Obviously, I'm not doing segue material tonight, so I just came up with another incredible invention that I can't believe we don't have.
I'd like to know all about it.
And this is something that's so basic, and this is the 21st century, well into the 21st century. We have vehicles, we have cars now for well over 125 years. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think one of the best inventions and one of the most basic and simple things that we have in cars is a rear window defroster.
Okay.
Okay. I love the defroster. I push a button.
It's nice.
And within 2 minutes or so, I can see the frost going off the window and I can see clearly. Mm-hmm. When we want to defrost our front windshield nowadays,
it's the worst.
It's still the same kind of blower that they used back in the 1950s. Yeah. It's a blower.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work very quickly.
Yeah.
You know what will work really quickly? A front defroster. The same as we have in the rear defroster. When you put on your rear defroster and you look out your window in the back, do you see the lines? Do you even notice the lines?
No.
No, you just look out the window. Why don't we have the same lines in the front windshield?
We should. I agree. I don't think there's probably some reasoning behind,
I can't think of a good one.
Obstructing your vision or something.
It doesn't.
No, I agree with you, but I mean,
dirt is worse. I mean, we all have dirty windshields.
You would totally think that would happen.
Windshield wipers are worse.
Sitting there just waiting for the windshield to heat up because you're blowing hot air on it. That's
and nobody blows more hot air than me.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, yeah. How about it?
Thanks for agreeing with that. Oh, man. Oh, can I talk about holidays again?
Let's do it.
Holiday food.
Oh, okay. Sure.
This year we did something that we do about every 7 or 8 years, and that's we hosted a holiday dinner.
Nice,
okay?
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, we just decided, my mom's alone now. My dad passed away, and she's alone all the time. So we said, well, Terry will bring you up from Jersey. And
she's got that sweet little dog.
She has the sweet little dog, the brand new little dog, which is half the size of Cat Benatar.
Yeah.
And so I said, come up for the weekend, and Terry had her cousin and his wife come up with their baby, and so we had about 8 people in the house, and Danielle was there with her boyfriend Alex. Mm-hmm. About 8 or 9 people in the house for the day. I noticed that even though we haven't cooked for a holiday on the big scale in a long time, and I did all the cooking because Terry doesn't cook. You can't help but make too much food.
Yeah, there's always huge leftovers.
It's just ridiculous, and I made things. In my mind, I don't know what I was thinking. I quadrupled recipes, figuring I want to make sure there's enough. There was enough for an army of people. Dude, I couldn't believe it.
All I know is.
How can I not gauge? I have no concept.
Well, I mean, did you throw it out? Did you give it to everybody? Like take home or?
You know what? Terry's family came, and the first thing they said when they got there was, "We can't stay long."
Okay.
So by the time we finished, they were walking out the door, and there was no time to pack anything up.
Oh, okay.
My mother was like, "Give me this, just this and that," and we didn't have time for that either. Mm-hmm. So I ended up with freezers full of stuff.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff doesn't reheat well.
Hey, man.
And there's way too much mushy stuff during the holidays.
I'm down with the mush.
No, the vegetables mushy. The things get mushy that shouldn't be. Yeah. Cakes and pies get mushy.
I like it.
I got what do I have over here?
What you want to talk about mushy stuff though? And what I want to know is, I think I already told you this before though, but when are you quitting chiropractic and going to become the straight up chocolate mousse man?
Oh, yeah, you tasted my mousse this year.
That was the most incredible stuff, and I couldn't believe how, thick it was, how rich it was. There was chunks of stuff in it. It was insane.
Chunks of chocolate.
And I was trying to, save it, and there was no way.
No, that chocolate mousse is I make a hell of a Jell-O mold,
I kept
too,
telling myself,
that.
I got to put it away. One more spoon. Got to put it away. One more spoon.
It's the thing that my family always begs me to make. And I do it every 10 years. And I make so much of it, but because I do it so infrequently, I give to everybody.
Oh, man, dude, I appreciated that. That was incredible.
That chocolate mousse, I'm going to make it for our staff party.
Yeah, the staff party. Nice.
We're talking about having a Inside Dr. Herman's head staff party. And
can't wait.
It would be the second smallest staff party after my office one.
Yeah, that's right. Your office party's got to be
my office party.
A good shindig. Yeah.
What a hoot! What a hoot! I'm always the first one there. I'm always the last one to leave. God, you know what? We've talked about in the past this ridiculousness with the pumpkin spice everything.
Yeah, it's a little over the top.
But that's the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Come December, it switches. Everything's mint flavored.
Minty,
candy cane crumble coated.
Yeah, peppermint stuff.
Oh, please, enough already.
I'm not down with that. I'd take the pumpkin spice over the minty stuff. Well, it depends. If it's mint, like in Andy's Candies, because Arby's had this Andy's Candy shake going on.
Did they?
That was incredible. All right, but
that's kind of subtle, though. It's not like they're chipping up. They take these
but that's what I'm saying.
Candy canes, put them in a tree chipper, and then
forget that. I'm not down with that.
That's ridiculous.
I don't
and
like
you know
that.
what? You know what? Desserts in the holiday are really crappy. From the fruit cakes to the crappy cookies.
Well, dude, fruit cake. I don't understand whoever thought that was cool.
I've tasted it, and it just tastes like a bunch of old oversweet candy garbage.
Booger bread. That's what I call it.
Booger bread?
It's booger bread.
It's the green things make you wonder, right?
It's just little boogery fruits in the bread. No, I can't. I'm over it. Can't do it.
I don't like cookies that are hard and crumbly.
No, cookies got to be nice, chewy.
You know what? I got cookies from 2 people this year, and for the first time I can remember in a very long time, they were phenomenal. First of all, I get cookies from your parents.
Yes, you do.
They bring you, and these are not cookies that you just either buy or throw together lightly.
Yeah, you're talking about those magic cookie bars.
Those crazy coconut
with
things.
The coconut things,
oh
with the chocolate
gosh.
and the graham cracker underneath.
I am absolutely not ashamed to say the following sentence.
Go ahead.
I don't share them with anybody. As a matter of fact, this year they were sitting on my desk when Terry got there on Friday night. Because as a lot of people, I think, know, my wife lives in New Jersey. We don't live together most of the time. And when she got there on Friday night, she says, "Oh, the Larsons made the cookies this year." I was like, "Damn, I forgot to put them away." And she had like 2 of them.
Oh, that's big. Like, that's big time.
And you know who else? Melinda, who was on our show last week.
Oh, that's right. Melinda, if you're listening, thank you for cookies. That was awesome.
Her cookies were soft.
They were phenomenal.
They had a bite to them. They had a chew to them. But they were really, really good.
Yeah, it didn't last long. That was a one-seater.
Very good cookies.
One sitting.
And you know what? People, she also, you can tell when they really care because they don't just put the cookies in there. They stick in a Ghirardelli chocolate.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that stuff's great.
Because you get there, you go, you're reaching in for a cookie, and you get this wrapper, and you say, "What is this?" Yep. Ghirardelli, that's good stuff. So thanks again, Melinda. But yeah, lame cookies and fruit cakes and candy cane everything, and enough with the desserts. It's not hard to just go with the protein. And that's what I think I'm going to do from now on with the holiday meals.
Holidays are over.
I'm trying to see notes that I had. I know that
You didn't pull out the big 20-foot menorah this year, did you?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't. There's too much involved in that thing. Actually, it's up in the ceiling of my shed, and the shed is so packed I can't get to them. Did I text you the other day when? I'll come back to this in a second. Oh, we have callers.
We do.
All right. Well, let's see. We're going to go with we're going to maintain this year. Yeah. We have a 1 call from each caller limit on our show. Otherwise, I'm sorry, we're going to stick a body right away. So, who's calling on Inside Dr. Herman's Head?
Hi there. This is Mark from East Stadtburg.
Mark, how's it going, my man? Happy New Year.
Pretty good. Happy New Year to you. About those rear window defroster things, you want them in the front?
Yes.
They are a plastic film with the wires in them adhered to the inside of the window.
So
for one, putting on and taking off inspection and emission stickers and scraping them off would cut them. And also, they would be a line visible to you because you're much closer, and oncoming lights and everything would be refracted off them, and like oncoming headlights would look like a line of bars and going across your window and help to blind you or something like that.
I don't really think that's the case. I think that would be a great thing. I don't think it would be in the way of anything. I really don't. But I'm to know that it exists. I mean, I know when I was a kid once, I had a car that didn't have a rear defroster. I had a 74 Buick Apollo, and I actually bought an aftermarket rear defroster strips. I put it on there, and it was great.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get them like a film, like tint, like window tint, and put it on.
I think I'm going to do that with my cars. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that, man.
Even if you, so some people tape a sign or a political sticker or something inside their back window,
right?
And when they pull it off, it yanks it right off.
I know you got
to take it off.
Yeah, you got to be careful about inside
stuff. Try to scrape it with a razor knife to just cut them.
Yeah, no, I've made that mistake in the past. I won't do it again.
Yeah.
Hey, Happy New Year, Mark. Thanks for calling in.
They're an external thing.
I know.
This wouldn't work.
All right, my friend. Listen, have a great week, my friend.
All right, Mark.
All right. Do we have any other calls?
No, we did, but we lost.
Okay. Then let me go on to. Actually, you know what? I want to talk about something that Mark was talking about. That's being blinded while you're driving.
Yeah.
Because it's a major peeve of mine, and I was talking about it with somebody this week. My daughter Danielle got a ticket about 6 or 8 months ago for driving on the highway, and there was a police officer. You have a call?
We do.
Oh, okay. Let's take it. Who's calling inside Dr. Herman's Head?
Hi, it's Danielle.
It's Danielle. Speak of the devil.
Hey,
Danielle.
Hi, I was just listening to you talk about Melinda's cookies.
And what did you think?
They were amazing. I agree with Greg. They were gone in one sitting.
Right? Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
it.
take long. Melinda's cookies are fabulous. Hey, did you hear me? What was that?
I didn't get to try the license, so I have no word on that. But I'm sure
We'll make sure you get some next time.
Yeah.
all right. I mean, it's never too late. It's still Christmas season.
That's true.
That's an appeal.
Mom, if you're listening, you need make an extra batch.
June's getting a direct appeal from Danielle on the cookies. Danielle, did you hear the story I was just about to tell?
No, I didn't. I was trying to call in for quite a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were kind of a little.
You're popular. It's all right.
Popular. That's a nice way to say
That's
it.
the way to be.
All right. I'm gonna tell you. Can stay on the line for this story if you want because it directly involves you, and I want to know what you think about it too. About 6 or 8 months ago, you told me you got a ticket driving on the highway because you didn't yield and move over to the left lane when you were staying.
Because I couldn't.
Okay, well, all right, that's the point. There was a police officer had somebody pulled over.
Okay.
Danielle was traveling in the right lane, and she now.
Yeah.
When I was a kid and I got my license, there was never any discussion that said you had to move over when there was a policeman in the
Right,
shoulder.
now you do, yeah.
Now you're supposed to move over, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't that be for the safety of the police officer?
That's what I thought.
I can't see any other reason why you have to move over. Now, Danielle tried to move over. It was a solid line of traffic in the left lane. She couldn't move over, and she ended up getting a ticket for that.
So this guy that had this person pulled over finished that up, hopped back in the car, and then chased her and got her.
No, there were 2 cops. I think one of them was waiting for someone like me not to move
That's it, yeah, set you up.
Okay, and
So
you
there
ended
were
up,
2 of them.
and you went to court, and you ended up having to pay, right?
Yeah, I went to court, and I still had to pay.
Okay, now with that knowledge, okay, I have a question.
What's this?
Why is it that invariably, and I'm talking about I have never had this not happen, where a police officer has pulled somebody over in the lines of traffic going the opposite direction that I'm traveling, coming toward me, and the suspect, we'll call them, pulls over into the shoulder, and the cop pulls at an angle, okay,
Right.
facing off to the driver's side of the person's car, almost and sometimes actually hanging into the right lane. Okay, I don't know what the story is with that. Seems dangerous to me for the cop. And then leaves their bright lights on directly into the face of the people coming the other way.
Yeah, I see that.
That happens every single time. And I want to know why the lives of the people coming towards you aren't as important as the fact that I got to pull over to the left lane and they're coming up behind you.
Yeah, I got no answer for that.
And I would like somebody to call who knows something about that. I want to know what's the point of having the bright lights, the high beams, excuse me, on the police car while you're out of the police car dealing with the perp?
Yeah, the perp.
And Danielle, you agree with me on that?
Yes, of course. I always agree with you.
Well, and I didn't even teach her that. I told her what's right is right. But yeah, you had to pay a lot of money on that. I felt bad about it. But
well, if you want to send me a check, I'll give you my address.
I know your address.
Oh, okay.
I know your address.
Oh, okay.
Way out in West Virginia where you live now.
Aw.
Breaking my heart.
Boo!
No, you're way out of Stroudsburg where you shouldn't live now.
I'm where I've always been, and as far as you know,
That's
I
right.
always
You
have been.
left us.
Oh, my God, Greg, no. Don't
You
hang up on me.
leaver. You leaver. All right, well, I love you. Thank you for calling in.
I love you. Good show.
Thanks a lot. I'll
Bye.
talk to you soon.
Guys, later.
Bye. Yeah, and that's one of the things that bothers me a lot. When I'm driving and I have high beams right in my eyes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I told you this story. This happened about 2 years ago. I was driving on one of our back roads over here. I believe it may have been 611,
Right.
like through the Bartonsville area where there's one lane in each direction. And there was a car coming toward me with its high beams on.
Okay.
And I raised my high beams just for a second to let them know.
Yeah, just flash them.
Yeah, and it was a cop.
Oh.
And he turned me...
He pulled
He
you over.
turned around and pulled me over. And he said, you put your high beams on and you blinded me. I said, well, your high beams were on and you were blinding me.
Yeah.
He says, I'm a police officer and I have a reason to have my high beams and it's none of your business why.
Oh, well, that's what
I
it's
said,
all about.
well, I have no way to let you know that I'm about to plow into you head first because I can't see. And I ended up with a warning on that one, but That was ludicrous. I don't know.
You see this badge, buddy? No questions.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll get into that.
No questions.
We can definitely get into that, but all right, there's one more thing I want to talk about. I have a lot more, but the one more thing I have to talk about.
Let's get it in. We got a few minutes left.
I was flipping around Netflix for the past couple of days.
Yeah, they added a lot recently.
They did, and I'm always enjoy Netflix. I love my Netflix. I love my Hulu.
Oh yeah,
because I don't have TV service.
No, me neither. I do the same thing.
That's all I got.
We do the same exact thing.
It costs me less than $30 a month, and I'm happy as anything.
Yeah.
But they had something on Netflix this year for the holidays. It's still there. That's a little disconcerting.
What do we got?
They called it Streaming Christmas or Streaming Holiday Time. Streaming Christmas, no, streaming whatever it was. And there were about, I think, like 8 or 10 different choices of movies. The first one, and I had no idea how long these were. They could have been 2 minutes long or they could have been an hour and a half long.
Okay.
And I come to find out that they are pretty long, 45 minutes or longer.
All right.
One of them was called Gingerbread House. I turned it on, and you didn't see any of these things?
No, but it's just they're building a gingerbread house.
No.
Well, what is it?
That would have been interesting.
Okay.
They're filming a gingerbread house fully constructed, and you hear background noise at a party, and about every 10 to 12 minutes, somebody comes by and rips a piece off of it to eat and walks away. It's the deconstruction of a gingerbread house.
Okay.
It reminded me of the Yule log.
The Yule log.
Okay, back on WPIX, remember?
Well, they have that on Netflix now.
Okay, but you know what you're getting.
Yeah,
okay?
you know what you're getting, yeah.
This was ludicrous. They had one called Thermostat Wars. Do you know what it was?
People turning down the thermostat and turning it up again?
The camera was trained on a thermostat for 45 minutes. And every couple of minutes, every 10 or 6 or 12 minutes, somebody came by and turned it up. Turned it down. Turned it down.
I know people that would watch this stuff. And I'm not saying I would. I'm just saying there's and what's it there for? Do you think it's there as a joke, or is it there to make those people that have nothing on Christmas and sit home by themselves feel better to watch this stuff? Like, what is it?
I watched 5 minutes of it hoping something was going to happen. And I was like, really? It was like one of those feelings like, I'm not getting those 5 minutes back, you know? Yeah. And the funny thing was, watching it actually made me a little warm. I said, turn the thermostat down. Yeah. Really, really crazy stuff. But they have, another one was watching sap drip out of the tree.
Oh, my God.
That's like 45 minutes of nothing happening but sap dripping. It wasn't even like somebody came by and took a piece off the gingerbread house. Sap just dripping out of a tree.
I don't know, man. I wonder. I don't know. It's interesting to me. I feel like I got to go check this out now.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you let me know if you watch any of them full on for the whole time.
Well, I have certain things I watch to relax me and like put me in a certain zone.
Yeah.
Bob Ross. The painter.
But he got something done. He made a painting. He had little pretty trees, friendly little trees and bushes.
Happy little trees. You know. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe the deconstruction of a gingerbread house with some music going on in the background. I don't know, man.
Bob Ross. Do you think when the camera was off, the guy just lost his mind?
Do you think he was just a complete...
He was like a serial killer who went out and just like, he pulled out like
he was a complete butthole.
I gotta shoot something up. I gotta kill something.
Dude, one of my favorite episodes, he saved a squirrel. Right, because I guess there was like this little baby squirrel that was hurt in his yard or something like that.
Oh
so he saved this squirrel, nursed him back to health, kind of raised him. The thing grew up a little bit. One episode, he had the thing sit in his afro the whole time.
You are kidding me.
The whole time he did a painting.
Oh, no.
Thing just sat there.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I wish I would have seen that.
All his episodes are on Netflix now. It's got to be on there.
Squirrel in his hair?
In his fro, yeah.
You
know the Bob Ross fro, right? He's got
it's crazy.
Afro, yeah.
Man, I told you about a year ago, I woke up one morning and there was a dead squirrel in my toilet bowl. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm joking.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I woke up in the morning.
How did he get there?
No, I got up 2 or 3 times to go to the bathroom during the night. and this time I got up in the morning. It's time to get up and get ready for work. And I sat down because I wasn't very sure-footed, and I peed. I did what I do. I did my morning pee, and I stood up, and I told you, and I don't know, you don't always look into the toilet bowl before you flush. I look at the toilet bowl, and there's an animal laying in my toilet bowl. It looked like a coonskin cap. And I was like, what is it? It was a dead squirrel floating in my toilet bowl. I don't know how long it was there. I don't know if it was there just for 2 minutes or if it was there all night.
You're killing me now. That's it.
So I called my my exterminator, Jason, and I had him. I said, "Can you come down and take care of this?" He says, "I don't have to take care of it. You can take care of it. Just scoop it out and get rid of it." I said, "Did you ever hear of this before?" He says, "Yeah, once or twice."
Yeah.
So I showed him. I sent him a picture. I texted him a picture. He says, "Yeah, it's called a red squirrel. They're small.
Yeah.
They're very they're tiny squirrels." And the only thing I could think of was it jumped up onto the toilet seat, not realizing there was no seat up there, and fell in the water. But it should have been able to stand in the water. I think maybe when it went to go jump out, it hit its head.
You would think, oh my God, it got a concussion and then drowned.
Yeah, it slammed its head into the bottom of the seat and then drowned. I don't know.
Yeah, poor squirrel. I'm laughing at it.
So I had to scoop this thing out and get rid of it. I was like so skeeved out. I'm like, it's very, very bizarre.
That was amazing.
Okay, my last thing before we finish up, because it's timely, has to do with one of my old girlfriends, Mariah Carey.
Oh, dude, you know she's having a rough time right now.
I know she's having a rough time, but this thing on the thing that was so funny about what happened on New Year's Eve was that they reported this. I read it on the internet because I don't have TV. I read it on the internet the next morning, and they had Time magazine, Time.com, reported that she said it just doesn't get any better than this. Right before sarcastically before she walked off the stage,
right?
And they actually corrected it. They had a correction. And like 2 hours later, we want to correct it. What she actually said was, it just don't get any better than this. They wanted to make sure that they let you know that she was speaking ghetto. And that was like, she didn't have a bad enough night. Now you're really digging up her language. So
Jesus, we have to misspell this.
Poor Mariah.
Yeah.
All right. I got stories for next week already lined up.
Nice.
I hope nothing happens to me this week, so I don't I don't supplant those stories. Hey, I want to thank all of our callers, Mark and JFB and Danielle, for calling in and helping us out tonight. Thank you, Big Show, for always being there on the controls.
Always, man. I'll be here. Thank you, and I hope I don't find a squirrel in the toilet when I get home.
Keep your eye out.
Maybe a cat, but
look before you flush, because you can clog something up bad. Want to remind everybody to check in with us every Sunday night at 7:00 on Inside Dr. Herman's Head. Give us a call on the Headline Hotline 570-420-9670. Check in with Gary in the morning every morning, Monday through Friday, here on the station. That's about 9.5 hours from now. Whatever, our old episodes, including today's, tomorrow, will be on YouTube. Check it there. Subscribe. Like us on Facebook. I think that's pretty much it.
I think that's it, man.
2017 feels pretty good so far.
All right.
Let's go out on a fun note, and we'll catch you guys next week at 7:00. Love you all.
Peace out.